Hi, I'm Nid. I'm going to share with you today some moves to help us deal with the feelings of frustration. So even without COVID-19 and a lot of restrictions on how we live our daily lives, frustration comes up, right? When there's uncertainty, when there's change that we have no control over, whether it's a health issue or another person imposing something upon us, it's really easy to hold on to that frustration and irritation and lack of control. And that wells up within us, and it can become physical pain or it can become emotional outbursts. So it's really useful to have a few techniques up our sleeves when we really want to let stuff go and set ourselves free. So if you don't have space to stand up, you could just do this first one seated. The first one seated is actually a breathing exercise, and you might want to do it in private. However, I'm not going to do it in private. I'm going to share it with you all. And it's a yoga breath, and it's called the lion's breath. And the most important thing is to make sure that before we start letting go of our frustration, that we feel really connected and grounded to the earth. It allows the energy to go from being in our head and being a mental thing, and then a physical sensation that maybe gets stuck in and around that heart space of feeling, and allows it to flow down and out of the body and helps us just connect at the end to a slight sense of calm and that release of letting go of that which we have no control. So we're just going to make sure that before we do anything, whether you're seated or standing, that you feel your feet touching down onto the ground beneath. Take a moment and just let the feet feel their heaviness connecting down into the floor. And as you feel their heaviness connecting down into the floor, notice any feelings of contact with the floor. Where is your foot touching? Whether it's inside a shoe or the earth. And what does that contact point feel like? If you're fortunate and you can be outside on some earth or some sand and soil or amongst the grass, that will help you let that sensation soften down into the earth a little bit more. But don't worry if you're not. Just focus on whatever it is in your feet, what is beneath and the contact. Notice that feeling back from the earth, the relationship of those contact points, and where there is no contact. Maybe notice if your breath has settled a little. And then just start to bring your attention to your breath, feeling it maybe in and around the abdominal area. And you can bring your hands to your abdomen if that helps you, just to bring that breath that little bit deeper and that little bit lower. From here, taking an inhale. As you exhale, you're going to stick out your tongue as much as you can and look up to this point between your eyebrow center. And as you do that, you imagine that you're a lion, roaring, angry, fierce, and strong. Inhale nice and full. And with all that might, inhale, bottom of the belly, feel it fill. And again, roar it out. Take it nice and full. Inhale into the belly. And again. Doesn't matter if you don't sound like a lion. It doesn't matter what that feels like, but let it come from the depths of your belly as you exhale for 2 more times. Inhale. And for that last time, feel your belly fill up. And then come back to that breath in the belly. It's okay if you laugh. It's okay if there's a chuckle. And it's okay if there are some tears. They're all part of releasing emotion and allowing it to move through our body and become something else, energy outside. Now, if you couldn't find a space or a place to do that breathing because of others around you and it doesn't feel appropriate, you can come to some standing work. So as you might notice, I've had my feet a little wider than my hips throughout doing this video. And I've had my knees slightly soft. And that is because it's a very grounding posture. It helps me connect down into the earth a little bit more. And it gives me that sense of support and strength, which is what I want when I'm going to express myself and let out some of those deep and painful feelings. But to make it a little bit more supportive, we're going to go maybe a little bit wider than that, just over your hip distance. And we're going to come into something called horse stance. So this can be just where we are right now. So nice wide hip distance apart and those knees soft. The spine wants to be long. So it's like I'm sliding down a wall. I'm not coming forwards with my chest. My shoulders are over my hips. And my tail is dropping down between my heels. My head is just stacked on top of my shoulders. And as I hold this stance, perhaps for some, it's easier to go a little deeper. The knees want to be going over the second and third toe of each foot. So if I look down, I can see my big toe on each foot. And as I just hold it here, again, feel the feet connecting down into the earth. Notice the points of contact with the earth. And although there may be some sensations in the legs, feel the earth pushing back up into the legs. We're going to take an exercise from Qigong, but we have to admit it's not the proper technique. So apologies to any Qigong teachers. We're using this for the essence of the bow and arrow, which is to find something of which you would like to put to sleep, put to rest, or achieve as a target as part of your frustration. So set your mind to something that it is that you would like to set an intention at which to capture or release. Bring your hands together in front of your chest and press those forehands into one another. Feel the strength that the resistance of wrist to wrist creates into the front of the chest. And as you do that, feel the energy building up in the front of the chest, in the front of the arms, and maybe into your neck. The power of your lungs and your heart meridians, where we hold a lot of pain, and we build a lot of walls between us and the connection to our love for ourselves and others. So build that power, connect into the strength. Keep thinking of that thing that you would like to intend towards, whatever your intention is. And then separate your arms, pull them apart. Look, focus your fingers and your gaze upon that which you wish to hit with your arrow. Pull your arms apart, feel the chest open, feel that stretch, that opposite sensation that we just had as the arms connected, and then let them go. Come back, bring those hands together, feel that force, that connection in front of the chest. Feel the energy building up in the legs, in the center, in the chest and the arms. You are a powerhouse. of strength and stability. And then draw that bow. The arrow pulls back as you open and stretch the chest. Eye line looks over the hand. Beautiful opening of the chest and the heart and the neck. Think about that which you wish to set your gaze and intention upon and release. Come back to center. You can release those legs, take a little break. Ooh, isn't it hard work? Do that as many times as you'd like. If you feel like that bow and arrow exercise really resonates. Otherwise, we're going to turn the toes out to about 45 degrees. Finding our way towards our goddess. And as we're going to do this, we're going to take the hands behind the head. Interlace the fingers. Press the head into the hands and the hands into the head. Again, just as we had with that horse stance, we're going to be sliding down an imaginary wall, keeping the hips open, that spine nice and straight, and then standing back up, push through the heels to stand up. As you bend the knees, again, pressing them back towards second and third toe, and then push through the heels to stand back up to that highest position. Keep the head pressing into the hands to keep the spine long and strong. Now, if this is enough for you, sliding up and down with the hands behind the head, stay with that positioning, feeling that strength and feeling the power within those legs. If you'd like to go a little further, take the arms out, reaching them up at 45 degrees. And then as you come down, bend those elbows, draw the energy in, all of it into the body, just as we did with the Qigong. And then as you expand out and up, lift, let it go out with the hands and the feet. And again, drawing in and down. And then lifting up and out. As you're doing this, we're cultivating the strength to hold ourselves down. Really stretch and reach, expand, let everything out, and then draw it all back in. Elbows stay in. Turn your hands forwards, bring them into little fists. Draw the fists back. Now as we exhale, like the roar, we're going to say Ra. And you want to feel the work coming from the solar plexus, that core area. Your elbows are resting at the sides of the ribs here. You want to try and keep the legs bent and not fall over. We're just going to stay here. Inhale, as you exhale, punch the arms forwards and say Rah! And then bring those elbows back in to the sides. Squeeze the back of the shoulders together, and as you exhale again, punch forwards. Rah! Elbows draw back. Fists into the side of the ribs. Last time, exhale. Rah! And then draw it back in, expand up and out. Bring your feet back to parallel to horse stance. And take your hands now together and overhead. Imagine that you have an axe between your hands. Again, watching those toes, and really make sure that the feet are pressing fully into the ground. So keeping that grounding connection. We're going into our chopping wood. So keep the knees nice and soft. Strong horse stance. This is the hardest exercise that we're doing in this sequence because it throws the body forward. So keep the legs strong. Hold your axe high and then imagine you're chopping a big piece of wood as you say, ha! And then inhale, lift the axe. Keep the elbows soft. And as you exhale, it's ha! Inhale, lift, push through the floor, push through the feet. And again, ha! Press down through the feet to lift the body up, strong and steady. And again, ha! And drawing up anything that you think of that you would like to chop into little pieces, chop it up. Ha! And up you come. Keep going at your own speed. Ha! Hold the axe strong, being mindful of your shoulders. As you go for 3 more, pressing those feet into the ground. Feel the feet strong. Inhale, draw up, gather the same strength that we've used in all the exercises. For the last time, inhale, lift it up. Exhale and let it go. And then this time, inhale up, straighten the knees, keep them soft, let the arms float down. Bring your feet back to just underneath your hips or your sit bones, and just let your hips just gently rock in a figure of 8 pattern. Let the feet move with ease and the shoulders just move. Allowing all of that strong, intense movement to settle. And then come back to center. If you can, wherever you are, take a seat. Making sure that you're comfortable, your spine is as easy as possible. Let the hands rest wherever you'd like. Let your eye gaze settle at a point somewhere in front of you that's comfortable but still. And then, as though you're sucking air through a straw, cooling it down using that mouth and that drawing in motion, sucking in the breath for 4. Hold. And then release. And again, inhale through the straw. Hold. And then release. And again, sucking through the straw for 4. Hold. And then release. Last time, sucking through the straw. Hold. And then release. Close your eyes if you're comfortable, or keep them at the point at which you're staring. And just notice if any of those frustration thoughts rise into your mind. And if they do, attach them to a cloud and let it float away. Allowing that cloud to release that thought, transmuted into water, to feed life elsewhere where it is needed. Letting each thought of frustration be a rain cloud to float away and release and serve where it is needed. Take as long as you'd like, staying with those thoughts. And when you're ready, continue with having what hopefully will be a wonderful day. If you enjoy my videos, please share them. Let me know any specific requests, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you get the latest video when it comes out. Thank you.